Naa, thank you so much for
Thank
sparing the
you.
time and joining me here at the studio in Shanghai at CEIBS. So over the next few minutes, I look forward to chatting with you about your very interesting story as an entrepreneur in Ghana who did the WELA Programme, the
Right.
Women Entrepreneurship and Leadership
Leadership
Africa
Africa.
Program, which is our flagship program in
Right.
the CEIBS Africa campus.
Yes.
And you have spent several days here now in China on the China immersion
Right.
module. But let's start with your story as an entrepreneur. It's a very interesting and unique one. You are in the travel business, I suppose.
Yes.
And you do these amazing travel videos.
Right.
I was just watching this one about 5 things you need to do in Accra, which I
Yeah.
thought was lovely. So tell us a little bit about the story of how you got into this business.
My experience with starting a travel business go back about 3-4 years ago, right? So I wasn't in the travel business. I was doing something totally different. Marketing paper bags and paper boxes. In fact, paper packaging to a lot of resorts and hotels in Ghana. So if there's like a new resort that comes up in, say, the Volta region or the Eastern region, and by the way, Ghana has 16 regions. So I would travel to this new location and I will pitch the paper bag to them and tell them why they need to, adopt our paper bags. So I would take pictures and videos of these locations and these travels, and I'll put them online. And people were like always amazed, like, I live in Ghana, but I didn't know this place was there. So eventually people started to reach out through the DMs, that's the direct messaging, and say that, oh, my family's coming to Ghana and I need you to take them to this place that you were or that place. And initially I said, that's not my business. That's not what I do. So I could recommend somebody. And then, the requests kept coming. So I said, maybe I need to give this a second look, which I did. I took the first group on a tour in Accra. It was just an Accra city tour, which they loved. And the feedback was great. I was like, okay. And then I put together a group tour to the Volta region, which is a fantastic region in Ghana. And people loved it. In fact, that trip was sold out and in a matter of weeks. So I was like, okay, I did the second and the third. And I said, maybe I need to look at this as a real business and not just a passion. So that's where it all started from. And then in around, I think 2022, I registered the business and then started to look forward from there. So
it's so
been great.
interesting, and this is such an interesting example of opportunity identification,
True.
right? Which is the starting point
True.
of entrepreneurship.
True.
And you could see that there was a possibility to combine the talent that maybe you didn't realize you had
Yes.
in showing people a new place
Right.
with the demand and the interest
Right.
that people had. But it's also very interesting to me in terms of timing, 2021.
Right.
It was a very difficult period in many parts of the world because of COVID. Actually, here in China, 2021 was a very comfortable period because COVID was under control, but
Right.
traveling internationally was difficult. It seems like Ghana was a little bit like that. It seems like traveling within Ghana was fairly
Yeah, COVID was very
possible.
much under control. Yeah, by 2021, we could travel within Ghana.
That's so fortunate. So now we're in 2022 and you decided to register a business.
That's right. Yeah.
What did you call it?
I decided to Travelo.
Travelo.
Travelo, yes.
Why Travelo?
So in Ghana, I'll say it's generally maybe an African thing or West African thing. When you add an O to something, so I can say, Professor Shameen, come on. Like you just don't. We can be quite dramatic with stuff. So go, ito,
Okay.
come on. So when you add O to something, it's like that's an emphasis. You are just deepening, the effects of that word.
Oh, that is
so
so
you have to travel, like you need to travel.
okay,
It's
okay.
you have to. Yeah. So for me, that's I just wanted that cultural effect to just the travel.
Right.
Right.
So how did things unfold then from there?
I've absolutely loved it since. Just like any business, you have challenges, you have hurdles, but you just have to keep going. I've had them. Luckily, I'm really big on mentorship, and I'm that kind of person who will reach out to people who have been in the business for 15, 20 years. I actually got off a call this morning with another travel business owner. He's been doing travel in Ghana for over 15, maybe about 18, 20 years at this point. And I said, this is a challenge that I'm going through. What do you think I should do about this? So I'm really big on seeking for help. Anytime I will face a hurdle, I will ask somebody, what do I need to do? Or what do you think I need to do? So it's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful for the WELA program, because sometimes when you are just by yourself, you feel like I'm going through so much with my business. And then here I was in a room full of entrepreneurs like myself, and then you realize this person has a challenge, and in fact everybody has a challenge, and we could learn from our our challenges, adopt various things that are working for each person. So it's been really, really helpful, in fact.
Yes, so experiential learning, learning by doing is a big part of being an entrepreneur, but vicarious learning, learning by observing others is also important. So when did you start the WELA program?
Last year. We started WELA last year. It was for 6 months. And so by September, we were done. In fact, we graduated in September. I've learned a lot from it. I've learned strategy. And one thing I've come to understand is that you can have a lot of people doing the business you're doing, but is the direction you have, is the strategy you put in place, is the network of people you have access to, and several things that will make a difference. So it's been a great experience with WELA, learning in the classroom, learning on field, learning from my fellow entrepreneurs, and then of course this China immersion as well, finally.
So as it happens, you've actually come to China after having graduated and experienced 3 cities actually.
That's true.
Shanghai, Hangzhou, and Yiwu. And I've no doubt you developed content based on all of these 3 cities. So tell us a little bit about what was interesting, inspiring for you in each of these 3 different places.
So of course, Shanghai here on campus, and then just generally Shanghai, I think it's a very cosmopolitan city as compared to the other places we've been. You see more people speaking English here, so it's very easy to speak to people even on the streets and get a response. So you get the sense of just global business, how it happens, and then of course Hangzhou is the IT hub, or the technology part of China, as I experienced it when we were in Alibaba, and we were in the Future Park, just seeing how a city is planned years ahead of what they want to achieve, the services they want to offer to the people, and it was just really, really inspiring. And then Yiwu was like the trade hub, just going across from one district to another in the market alone, just opens your eyes to so much of what business can be like locally. I just love the experience. All 3 cities we experienced were just amazing.
So I think your descriptions are spot on. Shanghai is probably the most global city in mainland China. Hangzhou has this incredible technology ecosystem. Yiwu is also pretty international, but in a very different sense compared to Shanghai.
It is.
The feeling I've had is, Shanghai is where the global north connects with China. Yiwu is where the global south connects with China. I remember I boarded a flight in Shanghai to go to Colombo, Sri Lanka, and I overheard someone speaking to his, I guess, business partner. And I got the distinct impression he'd come from Sri Lanka to basically go to Yiwu and pick up things. And, Yiwu also has a Nigerian restaurant, and you get the feeling that there are people from different parts of the global south engaging with that city to access commodities. And it is a much smaller place than Shanghai, but has developed a distinct ecosystem there too.
Even while I'm here, there are two friends of mine, Ghanaian friends, who are currently in Yiwu, who are going to go to Guangzhou from there. So I realized that lots of Ghanaians even do business from there.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that you have seen China, what are some thoughts you take back which will impact what you do in your own business? Right.
So I think number one is how Chinese do business. You know, they're patient. And when I say they're patient, it's not like waiting till the end of the world, but just interacting with business people from here, they put relationship first, which is really great. It's like, let's build a relationship. Business will follow. When I was in Yiwu, we had an agent take us around, and for every store we will go to, they give you a sit down, you relax, offer you tea, you know, ask about what you want, and they just want to get you comfortable, and then we can talk about business. And they are not trying to rush a sale, even though ultimately, I mean, that's the point of doing business, but they want to be able to get you to the point where you trust them. Also, I've realized that there's a lot of partnership here. Like, you don't find something in one shop. Yesterday, I was at the market in Shanghai. They take you to another shop. They don't say, because you didn't find it at my shop, that's the end. You can, you know, but they take you to another shop. It's okay. Like, we can all thrive, you know, and then hopefully, if somebody doesn't find something in your shop, you can bring them to mine. So there's a lot of collaboration and partnership that happens here. And definitely I see that relationship is first and business follows. So, yeah.
Also, presumably, you see the possibility to maybe showcase Ghana more to a Chinese audience, right? So,
absolutely.
I'm sure you wouldn't have thought of coming to China unless you had been part of the CEIBS network.
Absolutely.
But I think that is even more so in the opposite direction. I have spoken to so many CEIBS students, you know, including on the Chinese EMBA program, who I don't think will have ever gone to Ghana if we hadn't offered an Africa module in Ghana, which is where we have a campus. And then they come back saying, wow, that really made a big impression on me. So what would you say about Ghana, since you're in the business of showcasing your wonderful country? What would you say to people in China?
Just before I answer that, while I was in Ghana, when China comes up, you just think of trade. Ghanaians come to China, buy goods, go back to Ghana, and then sell to the market. But I realized that I could do a different kind of business here, where I could take the Chinese to come see Ghana. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Of course, West Africa is known for amazing things, and even more for Ghana. This is a destination, as some of you should know, we have summer all year. Like, so this is a warm country. You come and you experience what it feels like to be, you know, to be in the sun. I mean, it's not hitting you crazy, but it's just lovely on the skin. Also, Ghana is big on culture. This is a country that has over 46 different ethnic groups. We speak over 60 languages. So for every region, every town you visit, you have an experience with the culture, with the people, with the food. You have tasted our food. Oh my goodness, like you have to come to Ghana to experience the food, the spicy food. We have, you know, lovely dishes. Our cuisine is amazing. You need to, you know, experience that. Also, I don't know if a lot of people know, but I realized there's a different kind of chocolate here. You know, we went to the chocolate, what's the name of this place?
Zota Chocolate
Zota
Theatre.
Chocolate. And it was so amazing to know that we have a cocoa coming from Ghana. So Ghana is the second largest producers of cocoa in the world. How amazing it will be to come to experience some of the cocoa, some of the chocolates you eat, where the cocoa come from. So that will be absolutely amazing. Also, Ghanaians are very hospitable. We are very warm people. A Ghanaian will meet you and you will absolutely connect with them and feel like you're family. You've known them forever. You should not miss Ghana on your travel list. Absolutely not.
That's a fantastic note on which to bring this conversation to an end.
Okay.
Naa, thank you so much for sparing the time.
Thank you for having me.
And it was really great to have your company over these past several days. And I look forward to our paths crossing in Ghana.
Yes, soon. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a great experience. The WELA program in Ghana. I'm here. It just feels so good to be part of such a global network here at CEIBS, and I look forward to even doing more programs, hopefully. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Naa. All the very best.
Thank you.